Hey guys, welcome back to Plant Fails. As promised, today we are going to be zhuzhing up my propagations. I already went through and cut all of them just because I knew it was going to take a while and I didn't want this video to be 2 hours long. Might still end up being that way because there are a lot of tiny little cuttings. So what I'm going to do is I plan to go through and put the similar cuttings together. These ones for this nameless Hoya that are more well rooted, I have these tiny little cups that I carefully poked a hole in the bottom of, and I have soil in my lap, so that's pretty chunky. It's orchid bark, perlite, and a little bit of soil in it. Probably dump some of that out actually. And then I'm just gonna put these in like this. And then I'm gonna put some more on top, and then I'm gonna put them back in the prop box. Hopefully this will keep them a little bit more contained and will help them grow some more roots. And they're in little clear pots, so I can see how their roots are doing. So, and this is the last of my secondhand soil, so the next video you guys see will be actual fresh soil out of the bag, so that's exciting. Okay, so I guess I'm doing these little nameless ones first, so I'm just gonna go through these as quick as I can, and I'm just literally just covering the roots. If it's a piece of orchid bark covering the root, then it's a piece of orchid bark covering the root. I'm not gonna get super fancy about this. I did rinse them off just because when I cut them I got the sap all over the place. And just give it a little tap. It's not packed in there too tight. I still want the roots to be able to breathe a little bit just because they are going from like being in soaking wet sphagnum moss to this mix now. So some of these pieces, so like this piece like this, I'm probably actually gonna pull this piece of orchid bark or sphagnum moss off of it as carefully as I can without breaking the root. Watch me break it. Are you ready for it? Oh, look at that. Today's a good day. Didn't break it. So this one I'll probably put in with another one just because this one doesn't have any leaves on it. Just to see what happens. I'm gonna dump some more of that out. Get out. There's so many roots. Okay. And I'm not really trying to like make these look pretty because they're literally just gonna sit in this box until I pay them attention again. So I'm just trying to get them in. That way they're kind of semi-separated. It's probably a waste of my time to do it like this, but I just really don't want these to not do well. Since they did well in this box, that's why they're going back in here. And then I can just, it's gonna be really easy for me to just dump some water in the bottom, and then the pots will soak it up. So it's gonna save me some time, even though they are potted separately, instead of having to go through and water each one individually. So also the one thing I really don't like about this chunky mix is all of the dirt and stuff settles to the bottom. So I have to like kind of keep mixing it up as I go. So same thing with this one. It's got really good roots on it. I'm gonna try to get some of this moss off. I know I said last night that it's not really that big of a deal, but so actually we're just gonna stick you down in there and then spin the cup so your roots fit in there nicely. Get in there, ma'am. And then we're just gonna fill it up. Maybe this is how we'll just repot all of them because this is a lot easier getting the roots in there. Okay. She's pretty good. I'm gonna try to give her a little bit more of the fine stuff and knock it so it goes through. So I'm hoping the one little hole that I poked in the bottom of these is enough for it to drain well, and how chunky this mix is. Never done this before. It's probably the most time I've spent redoing propagations. Honestly, they generally either rot or they get to a point where they just need to be put in soil. I don't generally spend a lot of time on cuttings or, oh, made a mess. I don't generally spend a lot of time on my tiny cuttings. I enjoy having tiny cuttings around. I just don't enjoy the amount of time that they take. So Okay, what are we doing here, friend? Okay, so same thing here. So this piece literally is just growing roots. So I'm going to stick it in with this piece, which probably is not a smart idea because it literally only has one root, but that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put them in how I want them. Right like that'll work. And maybe they will promote each other to grow the things that they need. AKA you will grow leaves and you, ma'am, will be focused on your roots. So, and these were pretty long pieces. I know I kind of showed you guys last night, but when I went to cut them today, it was insane. It was literally like almost one piece back together just because of how bad it was tangled up. So I literally just cut it node by node, and yeah. And now I'm gonna have oodles of little babies. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with them when they get rooted, but we'll figure that out. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. It's not a today problem. Might be a next week problem, but it's not a today problem. So, and again, I know it probably sounds gross on my phone, but I'm just trying to mix this stuff up as best I can because it keeps settling, and I want to get a good mix of dirt and orchid bark in here for these plants. And this one's got really fine roots on it, so I'm just trying to be gentler with the ones that have a little bit finer roots on them, and then just backfill. Get them in there, give them a little tappy tap with my fingers, stick them in the box. Yeah, I'm definitely probably gonna need more. This is a lot. It's okay, it's fine, it's gonna be great. Maybe I'll start doing, they're so pretty. These ones are really, really pretty. I wish I knew what it was. This one's got too much soil in it. I want more orchid bark. I want you to be evenly distributed. Please and thank you. So, but the good thing about this is it's definitely not gonna let the roots rot, but my problem is, and I'm just sticking multiples in at this point because I feel like if I don't do that, it probably won't turn out the greatest. And this one also has just a little tiny root. Here, let me tuck that in there for you. And you guys literally can't see anything I'm doing, so let me try to slide this a little bit. Sorry. I'm trying to get it to kind of stick down in there, and then I'm just kind of tucking in whatever will fall into this little tiny cup. So I think that's pretty good. It's pretty dirty right now, but I don't think it'll mind. I did give them a little rinse after I cut them all because there was just a bunch of sap everywhere. So that's what we've got, and he's going in the box. Good job, sir. Oh my. Okay, I'm already running out of steam on this. So after this one, I do have 4 more boxes down here that I mixed some soil with some perlite. I do have a little bit of orchid bark left. I might mix those all up and then just stick them in the boxes without putting them in these tiny cups because this is very time consuming. And there's a bunch. So let's kind of get you guys separated out. Maybe that'll make it go a little bit faster. Excuse me, ma'am. Okay. That was my bad. Sorry, I just had a hold of all of you. I'm just kind of trying to like see what I got. So yeah, and then you have like a little tiny one like this that's okay. So maybe I want to focus on putting the bigger ones in here. That seems smart, right? I don't know, just talking to myself and my dogs and my plants. And okay, that is not what I wanted you to do, but that will make it work. Make it work. Okay. And he's literally just stuck in there. His roots will find their way. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just put big ones in here because that just makes more sense to me. And then I can just, whatever's left in here, I can distribute into the other boxes. And if they're little like this, I'm just gonna throw them in the other boxes. Let me see. You're probably gonna go in the other box even though you are a bigger cutting, but you don't have a whole lot of roots on you. I think I messed up. Okay, here's one. Nope, just kidding. You've also got tiny roots. Are you one or are you just a big piece together? Okay. Alrighty then. So this one has some pretty decent roots, so I'm gonna put it in a cup because I want it to continue working on that. And you know, maybe some more leaves would not be amiss, would not be a bad thing, my friend. Okay, same thing, just a little guy, but he's got big roots. That's what she said. Okay, I'm just gonna keep sorting these out. There's a bunch of them, guys. Oh, so many plants. And that's a good thing about plants too, is you can always make more. There's a dead root or a piece of sphagnum moss, not really sure which it is. Okay, so this guy, you're a maybe. I'm gonna set you off to the side, but all of these littles, don't want. I mean, I do want you, I just don't want you in what I'm looking at. Okay, so maybe I will mix in my Hoya australis cuttings because I cut all of these back. So maybe that's what we'll do. We'll dig all of those out. Because none of these really are like, I mean, this one's got big roots. I'll put you up while I have a hold of you. Do it while you got a hold of it, Maggie, or you're gonna move on to something else. And you're gonna get sidetracked. So the pile that is directly in front of me right here is gonna go in a little box. And we'll see how it does. I know I said I was gonna use sphagnum moss, but I really just didn't want to wet a whole bunch of it, and then I just don't like sphagnum moss. I just don't like the way it feels on my hands. It gets everywhere, it takes forever to clean up. And also the good thing about plants is you can really do it however you want to do it. Figure out what works for you. Figure out what makes your heart sing. And do it that way, because not everybody has the same plant journey, you know? Okay, I think that's the last piece of the australis. Kind of just digging through here to see like what else might have decent roots that I can, oh, okay. So like this one, I'll pot this one and put it in here because I can get about a few more pieces in here, I think. If I play my cards right. Because I just want to make sure that it's packed tight enough in here in this box that number one, it's going to get enough humidity because it really liked the amount of humidity it was getting, and also that they aren't going to just fall over everywhere when I go to move the box, because that has happened before and it is not fun. And then that is what happens. You see in my video last night, I think, when I showed the propagation box, that it was a mess. I literally just threw stuff in on top of other stuff and there was really no rhyme or reason to it. And that's how we got here. So, okay, I'm gonna count how many australis pieces. I thought I had more pieces than that. Here, I think, is one. It's a stem I'm gonna try to propagate. Oh, here we go. Found them. Yeah, so I have all these little stem pieces that I'm gonna try to propagate as well. Let me see. Oops, come back. It's not your time yet. Okay, I think that's it. So this and what I have in my hand is probably what I'm gonna put left in here. If I have room for one more, I'll dig through again and find one that would work. But these ones are just have a little bit better roots, other than like the first 2 rows, the 3 rows that I potted, however many rows it was. Sir, I need you to keep your roots in the mix. I know it's pretty airy, just do your best. Find a spot, hold on. Okay, thanks. You're gonna do great. Kind of like blew a kiss at it, that was weird. Awkward. Okay, so now for my Hoya australis pieces. So I think this is what I'm gonna try to do with those. It's just kind of mix this up. Mix mix it up better. Okay, so I have my little pot of things, and I have my pieces, so I can, I don't remember which piece is the top, so I'm literally just gonna like take these stems and I'm just gonna stick them all in one pot. I might do it with the shorter end down. I don't know. Like I've said before, this is not advice. I'm just showing you what I do. It's got a big old air pocket in it and I just flipped everything out. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. I have one more piece. Yes. Oh, I have 2 more pieces. Okay. So just kind of try and find a spot where you can just kind of stick them down in there. Preferably without breaking. That would be optimal. Thank you. Good job. You get to live to see another day. Here we go. And done. So then I just have 3, 4 of my other pieces left. I'm just trying to sort things as a hot mess as I can. Okay, so let's try to move these around a little bit so we can all fit in here a little bit better. It's gonna be a grand old time, friends. You're gonna do great. Can I fit another one right there? Probably not. Can you fit? If you fits, you ships. And then you're loose. That's not what we wanted. Well, maybe if we do it like this. Friend, I just want you to stay in your pot. I know I'm moving you guys around a lot. You got a lot going on. You've had a couple busy days. Now you just have one job. Sit in there. Don't fall over, okay? And stay in your pot. That's more than one job, but that's what I would like to see from you guys. Sorry. Okay, you know what? You're fine. What are you doing? Okay, whatever. Do your thing. I don't care. You're gonna do great. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the other Hoya Australis pieces because they're pretty sturdy. So I'm just gonna literally take my pot and I'm just gonna bloop and stick it in the soil, and hopefully where the leaves meet the stem at, it will grow roots from that point. I'm gonna gently try to set these ones in here. I don't know why I'm all of a sudden being gentle with them, but I guess that's what we're doing. Okay, got my pot, so I'll show you guys. So you can see like on this one, so where, I don't know if you can see that, but where the stem meets, the leaf meets the stem, that's the node. So that's what I'm trying to get to touch into the soil so it will promote, hopefully promote root growth with it being in higher humidity and getting some water in there. Okay, just go in. Thank you. I don't know if that'll work, but that's what we're gonna try. I didn't get it all the way down in there. Maybe I'll put 2 of them in a pot. I might need to get a skewer stick or just dump this out and try again because I think I packed it in there a little too tight. You did your job too good. Okay, you go there and you will fit. You have a little root on you, so I will put you root down. I'll just put you in first. That one doesn't want to stay in this pot. Doesn't want to be friendly. Here we go. Okay, ready? I need you just go in and stay. Okay? And then I'll give you guys a little top up. Everybody's gonna be so happy. It's gonna be great. Wonderful. 10 out of 10. Well, you guys might not rate it that, but that's what I'm gonna do. See, it already looks like such a fuller plant. Like, I'm gonna stick it right here. I'm gonna try not to get it on my other ones that have the stems in it. Okay, last piece. So this one, I'm literally just gonna stick in with this one. Ooh, actually, I might flip it. It seems like this is the bottom. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what we're gonna go with. And then I'm just gonna put some more mix on top just to fill it up. Kind of help hold that one in place. Give it some contact with something so it can grow some roots. Okay. And done. So I'm gonna have to be extra careful with this one when I move it. I'm actually gonna set it over here, down here off to the side so I don't bump it, and so my dogs hopefully don't bump it. And then we'll move on to our next one. So these ones I'm literally just have like my dirt in there. I have a bunch of perlite in it. I might actually take a scoop of this out and mix it back in here, and then I might actually take a couple scoops out because that's going to be a lot. A lot. It might not be a bad thing either though. Let's see. Yeah, I am going to take some out of here because it's going to be pretty. It's going to be a lot. And I'm going to try to get a scoop of like this orchid bark. Oh, I do have orchid bark down there, so I guess I can mix it in. I just don't want this to be something hard that they can't grow into. Okay, let's see. So that's what we're left with. I filled it about, I don't know, maybe like a sixth of the way. I'm gonna try to mix this up again, kind of get some of that orchid bark down to the bottom so I have the lighter stuff on top. Ooh, like that. I want it to look like that it did just then. So the roots can grow down into the orchid bark. I probably should have done this differently so I actually had like the orchid bark on the bottom, but you know, I've never done a prop box like this. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do it like this either, so it's probably gonna be a huge fail, but this is what we're gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna try to set it so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm literally just gonna take this piece. Oh, here's a piece of dead that just came off. Come back. No, thank you. We're starting things off on the right foot. That's not what we need. And I'm literally just gonna like shimmy them down into the mix. So, and that's what I'm gonna do with all of them. If some of the roots aren't covered, I don't think it's gonna be a huge deal. They'll find their way. I just wanna make sure the plant is securely in there. And I might be able to like, it's gonna turn into what it was when I pulled it out originally. Depending on, these ones might be packed in pretty tight. I might have to keep a close eye on these and make sure that like they're not getting completely overgrown, or like just be more manageable. Just once I get them in here, I can go through one box at a time instead of one big box like I left for myself and then forgot about for 2 years. So we'll see. So just keep sticking them in here. This video is already 22 minutes long. Good Lord. Okay, so this one, interesting. This one I think was like a split in the vine where it was like originally like a stem growing and then it split from that point. So I'm just gonna stick it in here and see what happens. Not that I'm gonna remember that that one was where that one was cut from. So stick it in down, keep going. You're gonna do great, guys. Can't wait to see what you do. Come here, separate yourselves. I'll put you right together back in here. Okay, ready? There, see? Told you. Who is leaking? You guys had a chance to dry. Oh, it's the perlite. Okay. Good Lord. Who is leaking? That was pretty funny, I thought. Okay. So I'm just going through, finding a spot. If there's like orchid bark like this, and it just ripped everything out, I'm just gonna throw it over here on the side. And then I'm just gonna get everything put back in here. Go down. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have gone all around the prop box and then continued to plant stuff in here. Okay. Just a little guy. There you go. Put you right in the middle. Be super gentle with you, okay? Maybe I should have covered these roots up. Dang it. Alright. I'm gonna put like 2 or 3 more pieces in here, and then I'm gonna call this one good just because I don't want to overdo it. 1, 3. Okay, so this is what I'm left with. When I get done with all of them, I'll give them a good watering, but I really like these ones. These are from the dollar store, and they just boop. So it still lets it ventilate a little bit, but it'll still keep some humidity in it. And then I can just set it on a shelf and forget about it for the next eon. What do I do with my mixer? So same thing, I'm gonna take some of this orchid bark mix, this puffy stuff, put it in there. I think it'll be all right. I think it'll be okay. Because it's got a lot of perlite in the bottom, and then it's got just a little bit of soil in it to give it, hopefully, some nutrients. And I know this is a lot for being in a prop box. I just won't, I'm just not gonna, I'm gonna check it. I just probably won't water it as often because this is also see-through, so I'll be able to see in it and see, you know what, I'm gonna take some of this out because that's like almost full. Don't like. Let's try this. Okay. And one more scoop. And I'm gonna try to get some of this big old orchid bark out. Come here. I stirred you open, I should come to the top. That's what I realized, and I want to get some of you out. There we go. Another scoop. Just put it in. Well, yeah, I don't know why I just put it in the next one, but alright. Cool, Maggie. Cool, cool. Okay. Put it in, put it in. I repositioned, my leg's falling asleep. Okay. Same thing. Just got a cute little guy. Just gonna stick him right down in here. Don't know if you can see me. Probably not. I'll stick him back here in the corner so maybe you can at least see me do one. So then what we learned from the last one is we're gonna start from the back and work our way forward. And I am gonna try to wiggle these ones down a little bit and then kind of like boop, boop, do that. These string of turtles are what I'm really nervous for because these are gonna be interesting. You guys probably aren't gonna like how I'm gonna do the string of turtles when I finally get done with this because I feel like the string of turtles are probably gonna end up going all in one because that's all I'm gonna have left. And I already walked out to the garage twice tonight, so I don't want to do it again. Get in there. You can do it. Okay, so maybe I'll just set all these in here. Oh, and then we have like this one. I'll just set you in on top and then I'll put some stuff on top. How about that? That sounds like a good idea to me. We'll experiment. Oh, or that works really good too. Oh, that's kind of fun. Ooh, there's a string of turtles leaf on here that's deceased. I'm gonna pull that out just so it doesn't rot. Throw it in my bucket. My chuck it bucket. Oh my. Alrighty then. There you go. Oh, you are, why were you hiding? I could have potted you in the other one. You'd have probably been much happier. This is a big piece. I cut them each individual node Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Can you just go down in there, please? Just, you're gonna be in a nice corner spot. It's like a corner office. Get all the perks, because you got them good roots. Okay. The thing is I don't want to put these too close. I guess I do still have 2 more. I'll do a few more in here and then I'll call this one good too, because I just don't want to overwhelm myself or the plants. Okay, I think that's good. That's what I ended up with. So same thing, we'll close her up. Oh, what happened? Oh, it's right here in front of my face. I lost my first one. I was like, I thought I put some in a little container and I did, so good job. All right. Maybe these last 2, actually I could probably put some more in here. It doesn't look like there's quite as much in here. I might need to mix these 2 together. This one's got a little bit more soil on it, it looks like. Big old mess. What were you doing? Trying to correct my mistake. I just ended up making a bigger mess than it needed to be. Okay, so you need a little bit more of this. Probably some from the other one and put it in. Just kind of try to. So you guys can kind of see like how it's settling. Not wholly ideal, but I guess it'll work. I'm just gonna scoop this out by hand. I know I'm going right back to this one, but I just want to have more surface area where I can actually get the pieces to touch the substrate or the perlite, whatever you want to call it. And then we're kind of just spread that around, push those pieces to the edges. Haha, you're on top now. I can just pick you out. And then put you in here and put you in the other thing. These are really big pieces of orchid bark. I think this bag is more just like decorative stuff. When I'm potting up smaller stuff like this, I'm kind of wondering if I shouldn't get smaller sized orchid bark, just because this takes up so much room in those tiny pots, and it just, I don't know, it's just not quite a vibe, not quite like what I have in mind when I use it. I mean, it does the job. It helps aerate the soil and, you know, make it more airy so it's not suffocating everything to death, but at the same time, it doesn't really work for these smaller projects. Perlite everywhere. Okay. So now I'm just gonna finish up with these. I have just a small portion. I have like half a lid full. So I'm gonna stick these in here, and then we're gonna work on the string of turtles in the next box. Like I said, I just kind of want to keep them all together. The ones like goes with like. I could put them all together in one, but that just seems really stressful right now, so we're not gonna do that. Oh, that worked out great. The sarcasm is thick with this one. Now some things when you repot them, like you kind of have to pay attention to like what way you're putting them in. These I left enough that I know which way's up. Don't think that that will always be the case, especially if you do take like single node cuttings like these are. But if you're just throwing them in a prop box to throw them in a prop box, I think the plant will figure out what you want it to do or what it wants to do. You know, I don't think it's really all that deep. There is something popping and making sound and it's distracting me, sorry. Thought it was a stink bug. I had one in here the other night and I had to get it out. It was pretty gross. Bugs are gross. Bugs are part of having houseplants though, so fair warning to y'all if you're trying to decide if houseplants are for you. If you don't like bugs, like really don't like bugs, they're probably not for you. Because if you have plants in your house, you're gonna get bugs. For the most part, I can handle the bugs myself. When I can't, I scream for my fiance. And he comes and handles the bugs for me. Okay, the rest of these, I'm really losing interest. Real quick. I guess not real quick, it's been 36 minutes, but just trying to find a home for all of the tiniest little pieces that I cut. I'm just gonna set you on top because the plan is to go through you guys anyways. I knew I set myself up for you guys to be a mess. So that was kind of a cute piece. I should have showed you guys that one before I stuck it in there. So I have a lot of like these little pieces. I might just set them on top and let them do their thing. Because there's not a whole lot of room in here, number one. And number two, I want to be done with this. Oh, where'd that go? Oh, it must be in there because I can't see it. And then you. Stick you down in here. You're gonna do great. Big things. Big things. Proud of you. Oh, what are you? Okay, we'll try it. You're green still. You also are still green. I don't think that you're what this is, but we'll stick you in there. Try to pick all these pieces off of here. Okay, so I saved the string of turtles for last because they are, oh, I didn't show you guys. Oh no, for shame, did not show the prop box when it was done. This one's a lot fuller than the other three, so this will probably be the first one that I go through. You're such a good boy, friend. Such a good boy. My dog's laying there looking at me like, what are you doing? Okay. Oh, blessings. Okay, so we're gonna have one little piece of Hoya in here because it was sitting on top of all the string of turtles. I didn't see it. So I'm gonna stick them in there. Literally what I'm gonna do with these, because I chopped them up, is I'm literally just gonna sprinkle them. I'm not even gonna try to pick these apart because it was a pain in the butt to try to cut them up. And if some leaves fall off, this is probably gonna be a moldy mess in a week. I will try to like spread them out a little bit once I get them down, but where there's a will, there's a way. You're gonna do great things. You're gonna do fantastic. I can't wait. Can't wait to see all the hard work you put into putting in new roots. You're gonna do so good. Generally speaking, I think you're supposed to lay them with like the pattern up on the leaves, but I ain't got time for that. I got a lot of cuttings right here. I mean, I do have time for that. It's making time for the things is what it is, so. I got the time. We're gonna rephrase. We're gonna be positive. Positive person. Positive person. Oh, you do have a stem. There you go. Find a spot. Wherever floats your fancy. I'm gonna try to get some in the corners over here. I really like this string of turtles though, because so when I started in getting houseplants, I started on succulents and I kind of went a little crazy. And not that I'm not crazy now when it comes to my plants, but I had quite a few different varieties of succulents, and this plant I believe is a succulent, so they will really, I mean, this is probably like 5-star treatment for them, being in something like this, but we'll see how they do. And the cool thing about this too is once it does root, whatever sections root, I can literally just like take like a spoon or something to like scoop it up because the roots are really shallow, and literally have like a half a pot of dirt, like have like a small container like this that I divide them into, and I'll literally just set it on top and it'll keep rooting. Because the one thing about these plants, I repotted my main portion of this plant over the weekend, I think. Friday, I don't know, something. What's today, Monday? And I just broke a leaf off. We're gonna throw it in. We'll see what happens. If it would get off my finger. You're an experiment. Go in the box. Go in the box. Go in the box. There will be no wasted leaves in this household. Actually, there will be wasted leaves in this household, just so we're all on the same page, but not on purpose. Okay, I have like just a few pieces left so that are kind of separated out, so I'm kind of trying to see like where's open in here that I can plop them down onto to give them a better chance. And then I just have leaves that I'm just flicking everywhere. So then what I'm going to do is kind of just gently lay my hand on top of them. I'm not even really pushing down on it. I'm really just trying to get the plant to make contact with that mix that's in there, because then it'll, and I have leaves stuck to my fingers. Go in your home. Go in your home. Same thing. So that's what it is. So I'll go through and I'm gonna water all of these, and then I'll keep you guys updated. Hope you enjoyed watching me make a mess and just ramble. If you did, please subscribe, hit that like button. Yeah, and leave me a comment. Okay, thanks. Hope you had the day swerve. Good. Thanks, bye.